Hey everybody, Dive Girl Deb here, and I've got a big unboxing today from Southern California Imports. Got it all laid out on the kitchen table. Let's go have a look. Well, I want to thank SoCal Imports for getting this out to me. Um, they were fast, and I mean really fast. And one of the reasons that I went with them is because they have some things that I wanted that I can't get in other places. So we'll go through it and show you everything. I realized that my driver's door lock doesn't have a key. So of course I've got to buy a set of handles. I hate the idea of having multiple keys in the car. This set actually includes a cylinder lock for the ignition, so I can have one key to open all three locks. Isn't that great? I like it. I'm going to see if I can't get the trunk rekeyed to match, and then I'll have one key for the car. Got some new gear oil, brake parts cleaner, 3 cans of that, some carb cleaner, a couple cans of that, a couple cans of degreaser, some flame-proof header paint, got a couple cans of that. I might use this for my barbecue because I have maybe another thing I'm going to do there. I will talk about that later. Some really nice weather stripping adhesive to hang all that new rubber when I get ready. Some dielectric grease. People don't like the idea of me using Vaseline. And then I started looking at the tune-up parts, and I'll be darned, it's almost, well, clearly I think it's a better deal just to buy a new distributor. Boy, it was just really pretty much a money saver just to buy a distributor. I went ahead and did the upgrade to a CompuFire new coil. That other coil's been sitting out in the rain for 9 years, and I have no idea how old it was before that. I am making the conversion over to electronic ignition system, so no more points. This combination right here should enhance my horsepower in the car. So this is a performance enhancement as well as just getting caught up on maintenance. This is the gas hose that goes to the filler neck, and it's pretty old, and it's not soft and flexible anymore. So I'm going to change that out. They had a good deal on fuel filters, so I went ahead and bought a whole box of 10. They're not exactly going to go out of style anytime soon. Some oil ports here, a couple of valves, I got a couple of those. A new cover for my fuse box, which is missing. This is a gasoline screen, it goes in the gas tank itself. This is an upgraded German version. So I'm going to go through the gas tank and replace obviously the hose and that screen, and I've got fuel line as well. These are a couple of those bumpers that go where the back seat rubs up against that, so I got a couple of those. This is the little hub that I'll need to drill a hole and weld this hub in on the passenger door so I can hang that mirror on that side. And part of the tune-up package, of course, is a good set of ignition wires. Once again, I don't know the age of those. They look fairly new on the car right now, but I just don't trust what somebody else has done, and then the car sat for 9 years in the rain. So this is going to enhance performance. This entire kit right here is really going to make the car run nicely. I went ahead and got some Bosch wiper blades. I did go to the bigger size, to 15-inch, because I live in Oregon and I like to be able to see out the window pretty well. I got a fan belt for it, for the alternator. I went ahead and bought 2 to have one as a backup. I will probably carry one of the new ones in the car, and then I'll have the old one just in case. And then I think this is finally my last heater cable. Who knows? I keep buying them, and then I keep discovering that I need more. Some bolts, a couple of wrenches here. This one will take off the axles and work around the car. This is the same size. We'll do a similar thing outside. Clutch adjusting tool and the torque tool here to remove the CV boot. And then these are really nice. Nice chrome valve stem. And when I get those new tires on, these are going to go on the rims. Those will look really nice. Of course, you have to take a wrench and tighten these caps down so the little kids don't try to steal them for their bicycles. This is a fuel shutoff valve so that when I'm not running the car, I can turn the fuel off and then let the car just burn the fuel out of the fuel line going to the carburetor, so that we have very little fuel sitting in that carburetor when the car is at rest. And when I was doing some research on accelerator cables, I was watching one of the videos that Chris does on his channel, and he talked about these extenders for your accelerator cable. And I don't need this right now, but I'm going to put this in my emergency kit that's going to stay in the car. Because if a person were to break an accelerator cable with a screwdriver and a pair of pliers, you could fix that and get home. It would also work on some of your heater cables and that, but mainly this is to be a backup in case that accelerator cable breaks. I think that's just some cheap insurance. And then because I had the opportunity, I went ahead and got a couple of decals, some nice Wolfberg decals. Don't know exactly where I'm going to put them, but I'll figure that out. And then this little decal goes on the ashtray with a shift pattern indicator. This is a complete accelerator pedal rebuild kit. It's got all those springs and bushings and stuff in here. I know that I have some problems there, and that rubber pedal is kind of worn out. I have a couple of these nice Volkswagen clutch and brake pedals that are going to go on. There's none on the car now, and these have already been soaked in that 303 protectant. Like, all the rubber that's going to go on the car will be soaked in that prior to going on the car, so that hopefully they'll last a good while. I got some nice German braided hoses here. This is, I think, gas line, brake line, breather line. One of the features I love about old cars is that they used to have a dimmer switch on the floor. And I have a dimmer switch on order. This is a little cap that goes over the top of it. Nice little chrome decorative cap. And that's probably going to get some color on it before we're all said and done here. But yes, I'm going to put a dimmer switch on the floor. I love that in those older cars. It's so nice not to have to reach over with your hand and flick the dimmer all the time. I mean, that's just so nice to have. And a person could install that on any car. It's not hard to do. So, pretty big parts haul. Oh, and one other thing I got was this handy little battery disconnect so that by rotating this dial, I can turn off the power going to the battery. So once again, if the car's in storage, I can isolate the battery so that there's not any kind of electrical drain coming out of the system. And you may have seen from our other video, got a nice new Optima red top battery. It's a Series 75. Plenty of amps to crank this little car. As you can see, cranking amps is 910, cold cranking is 720. I think the car is recommended that you go above 600. And with me being here in the Pacific Northwest where it's cold in the wintertime, having some additional amps will be kind of nice. So yeah, a lot of new parts that are here. It's gonna go a long ways towards getting the car to run finally. So let's go. I'm gonna go show you a couple things in the spare room that I picked up recently. I got me a set of ring pliers here, which I hadn't had before. And I went ahead and bought, it's not an expensive one, but I went ahead and bought a metric tap and die set. Just because I think that there's going to be some bolts that they're going to wrestle with, and I like the idea of being able to manage that. Some of you probably have noticed the rust hole on the side of the car, and I've been doing research on how to fix that. So what I'm hearing is to prevent shrinkage and cracking that you need to go with the metal reinforced filler from Mondo. So this stuff is not cheap. It's pretty spendy, but if it's going to mean that I'm going to have a quality paint job that I don't have to mess around with, it's worth the money. And in here I've got 3 different tints of window tint. And when I pull the glass out to put the new seals on before winter, I'm going to go ahead and tint the windows then and put the glass in with the windows tinted. And I don't have a lot of dings and dents on the car, but I went ahead and bought a little inexpensive puller, and you can swap out these ends here. Just use a little bit of hot glue to attach these to your spot, and these are shaped different shapes so that you can find the one that fits the dent that you have and attach it to the puller and lift it out. And I've also got some different little tools here that you can use to apply pressure from inside of the dent. These are some nice little plastic pry tools, great for getting door panels off and working with interior trim where you don't want to cause any damage. And I think the last item that I got is this bag. And what's in this bag? Let's take a look at the other side. Oh, well, wait. I can't show you that yet because that's tied to another project. So we're going to wait. Ha ha ha. So yeah, my guest bedroom looks like a Volkswagen parts house. But that's all right, because at the end of the day, this room doesn't get used for anything else, and it's a good place to just store everything where I have it. It's clean and organized, and I can close the door so I don't have to smell any fumes in the house. So that's really nice too. So this is going to be a really good jump start to getting deeper in the car. I do have a couple more orders coming in that are bigger, and then I'm really going to be pretty close to start turning wrenches on this little car and getting her fired up. I'm pretty excited. So stay tuned, you guys, because there's going to be some really cool stuff coming. And don't you want to know why did I buy an oven? I already have an oven, but I bought another one. Stay tuned and keep watching our Flippin' Sunbug. Please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you follow along. Thanks a lot for watching. Love you guys. Bye.